This isn't space research. It's criminal. The last people to try this were the Nazis.
If you're hearing our voices, that means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene. So you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
And we're back with part 2 of The Titan. With Sam Worthington, Tom Wilkinson, Taylor Schilling, and Nathalie Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd give a little update about who's in this movie.
Yeah, in case you forgot from part 1.
In case you forgot.
In case you recognize any of those actors.
Yeah. Who knows? You can Google search him. You'll oh yeah, that guy. Right. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. I wish Nathalie Emmanuel was the most famous person from this movie, because she kind of is to me.
Yes. Yeah.
Like probably most bankable out of the crew, right? I mean, Sam Worthington probably made a bucket of money on Avatar, I bet.
Oh, yeah. He's made buckets of money on the sequels that haven't been done yet. You kidding me?
It's so frustrating.
And you can tell he's just like, movies I'm in Avatars 1 through 5.
Yeah, he's Bruce Willising it. You're right, is what you're saying.
He totally is, absolutely.
Yeah.
With his slight Australian accent.
Sam Worthington, famously a younger Australian Bruce Willis.
Yes.
As they'll say 20 years from now.
Yeah. He's going to be like, I just pull $1 million in to be just in a movie for 2 minutes. You know what movie I was in? I was in Avatar 1 through 5.
Yeah. Ugh.
They collectively made the GDP of most countries.
Yeah. You see that statue over there? Our king of Atlantis, James Cameron. Yes. I was in his movies. I'm assuming by then that's
pretty much what'll happen, right?
He's raised Atlantis at that point, become king.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So here we are. Part 2. Yeah. Let's just get right back into it, right?
Yeah, sure. If you don't remember, at the end of part 1, we had a shower scene, but not the good kind.
Yeah, the very disappointing, tasteful towel shower scene.
Yeah, not even like the Scream kind.
Yeah,
not Scream. Is there a shower scene in Scream? Probably. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I can't remember.
It was stupid. It sucks. Yeah, the movie.
It's not a Starship Trooper shower scene. Let's just say that.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. Great point. And it's not like a Profet shower scene.
Mm-hmm. Good.
See that one?
Good pull. Now I'm trying to think of other shower scenes.
It's not like an Orange is the Black new shower scene.
No. It's not a Tango and Cash shower scene. No.
Psycho, famously.
Yep.
Anyway,
right, we could go on.
Yeah, we could go on. Regardless, it wasn't one of those. Just one of the experimental ladies died.
Listeners, let us know. Listeners, let us know in the comments your favorite shower scenes from movies. Famous.
Ooh,
movies.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Like that. Throw us in the comments. Whatever comments. Do it anywhere. Right? Twitter.
Yeah. Just comment.
Just comment.
Yeah.
Just email us.
Just say it. If you're listening to us in your car right now,
say it out loud.
Say it.
My favorite shower scene is from, and just say it out loud.
If you're on an airplane with headphones on, just say it.
Just say it out loud. Just do it.
Yeah.
Embrace it.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll give you your airplane buddy something to talk about, and then you can recommend the podcast. Be like, well, my friends, Russ and Jared, just said that I needed to say my favorite shower scene aloud. So that's why we're saying shower scene in Wizard of Oz. and wait a second.
And hey, what's yours? And they'll be like,
you're welcome. You've got a new friend.
Bingo bango.
Next thing you know.
This podcast connects people, really, is what it comes down to.
Brought to you by showers.
Take one.
Yeah, you stink. So anyway, surprisingly, we're back at the house again.
Is there anywhere else to go in this island?
No, there really isn't.
There's like no bars. There's no restaurants.
No, I mean, it's the Canary. I don't know. I'm sure there's nothing. Wildlife. Like, why is there a military base?
It's the grandest of Canary Islands.
And this is when we get our southern husband here, right? Who's like the dumb, ignorant, abusive husband.
Yeah. Yes, because stereotypes.
He said we're becoming Titans and going to Titan. Nobody said we're going to die.
Yeah, because everyone's freaking out about the reaction of the person dying in a shower right now. And he's the one who's like,
right.
Yeah.
Oh, the woman's name is Rayanne. That's right. I forgot. The southern lady.
Oh,
Pretty name, I guess.
yeah.
Never heard that one before.
No.
If your name's Rayanne, listener, let us send us an email.
Yeah. Shoot us a note. Let us know.
Sorry.
It's a nice name.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful name.
It's fun. Yeah.
And then we get was it a French guy? The older French guy? Was he French? I don't know. I was going French.
He's like French or like Tunisian or something. I don't know.
He looked like an angry Frenchman to me.
And his accent is vaguely French.
And he was like, it's at nighttime. Wasn't he wearing like a tank top type shirt too or something?
That sounds right.
Yeah. And he's just like, he sits at the table next to Rick and he's just like, pulls out a bottle of whatever, scotch, bourbon, right? I don't know if he said it, but, and Rick's like, we're not supposed to be drinking, right?
Unless it's Foster's.
Unless it's Foster's. Titan. Foster's for beer. So then they have a moment, and then like a really kind of stupid, pointless, useless throwaway moment where the French guy and Sam have this like connection over this, drink. Mm-hmm. And I think they literally just say to each other, Syria. Right?
Yeah, remember? I think so.
It was like,
it was awful.
It was like, I don't know why this stood out. I was like, is this supposed to be important? It's not at all. It's just them being like, hey, where were you? Syria. Where were you? Syria.
Also
all right. And we're moving on.
Cool.
Cool. And then we go to the kitchen. We got Abigail and Tally having a moment, right?
Yep.
Well, actually, Tally's husband's there first, and they're talking. And then Tally's husband and Abigail are chatting, and then Tally comes in.
A
little moment about like he wants kids and all this, right? There's some whatever doesn't.
Yeah, something like that. It's stupid.
It doesn't really matter.
No, not at all.
Like everything else doesn't really matter. And then
she's like, well, that's when Abigail and Tally have a moment afterwards.
Yes, yeah.
And Tally is complaining about how her husband, wants her. Oh wait, no. So wait, no, you're right. This is when this is the first time we really met the husband, right? And he's like, seems very nice, and he's like,
it's actually kind of important. It's actually kind of important that we meet him because he is. Yeah, it is important.
Right. Because she
spoilers, he ends up dead later.
Yeah, spoilers. Something matters in this movie almost.
Yeah.
And she's talking about how like the husband wants her to get it out of her system, like to have an adventure, and how like she's supposed to be a good wife, but that's not how she feels or whatever. Like, they try to do character development. It almost works. She's the best. Again, she's definitely the best actor in the movie. Whether or not she's the most famous actor in the movie is debatable. But
Tally or Abigail?
Tally. Abigail's fine.
When I say Tabby, I think I'm just like, I combine them. I was like, Tabby?
Tabigail. Yeah.
Tabigail.
Yeah. Tally. Nathalie Emmanuel. She's definitely the best at doing, like, trying to make a character happen.
Yes. Yeah. She doesn't have many lines. I think this is like kind of where it ends. She doesn't have much else to say. Yeah. And then, so we're back by the dinner table hanging out, and, French guy and Rick are hanging out, and all of a sudden the Southern guy just loses his stuff, right?
Yep.
Him and his wife are hanging out by the pool, and he just loses his shit.
Yep.
He throws some fake lawn furniture, some IKEA lawn furniture.
Which, like, is he throwing it at his wife? Like, I couldn't really see who he was tossing the furniture at.
No, he just picked it up and like tossed it, and he tossed it pretty far. And if I was Rick, I'd be like, "Dude, come on, man."
Yeah, like don't
fuck
up my fancy house.
Yeah, man, that's my NATO bench. What are you doing, man? So either way, him and another guy, whatever, they pin him down. And the guy's freaking out. He's, they're like, "Hey, you calm? We're here. It's okay." Yeah. And the guy calms out.
Zane is that guy's name, which of course it is.
Really?
Yep.
God.
Of course it is. They keep focusing on people's breathing. Did you get that? That was a weird thing too, where it's like the camera keeps focusing on people breathing.
Well, I think we missed one quick thing here though. Isn't this also, or maybe you commented, did you catch that Abigail starts noticing that all of them have like intense veins going on? That's why the breathing.
Yeah.
So it was Abigail noticing, because she first noticed when she was talking to Tally that like when she was getting intense about the conversation with her husband, her veins started kind of pulsing, and then she noticed it in everyone else around the table when they're having conversation. So
yeah, you're so vascular.
Jesus Christ. That's raw, honey. All right, and then we're home still, but the next day, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Some doctor checking his blood pressure, checking Rick's blood pressure, right?
Oh yeah, it's Freya, right? Dr. Freya.
Oh right,
Dr. Freya Upton. She's not British at all. She shows.
Oh no, she is British. She has a British accent in the movie.
Does she?
Yep.
Yeah. Fuck. Did I miss all these accents, or did you have like your accent thing turned up? I don't know. They didn't seem like they really had ones.
My accentometer was going crazy.
Accentometer. It was like beep 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 beep.
No, right, Sam Worthington's the only one who I think was doing an accent. I think everyone else was like doing their regular accent. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think everyone else was just living, and Sam Worthington's like, guys, I got this. I'll be American.
And
you're like, no. Will you?
Will you?
Are you sure? We can just make you Australian. It's fine. Yeah, they have an army too.
We can voice over you too.
Yeah, Australia does whatever the U.S. says. So like, you just go to Syria, whatever. Like, it's totally the same. It's totally fine. It's fine. You can be Australian if you want to. He's like, no, guys. I'm an actor. You've seen Avatar, haven't you?
Yeah, Sam, we have. Yeah.
Did I sound Australian in Avatar?
Yeah, about that. No, it didn't really come through in the 3D at all. So Dr. Freya Upton shows up.
Yeah. And she's like, oh yeah, I guess it was kidney stones that killed that other lady. They're like, wait, what? Well, they're not. Of course, Rick's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And Abigail's like, I don't think so.
Yeah, because Rick's an idiot, and it's like she was puking blood out of her mouth and was covered in kidney stones. Gets you every once in a while. It's like, what?
I'm no licensed pediatrician, but
me neither, Jared, and not sure that's how that works.
Yeah, I don't think kidney stones usually kill you violently. What do I know?
Especially not during the shower scene. Like, come on.
Yeah. She's like, we're all just trying as hard as we best. Like, okay. So
then Dr. Freya Upton there, she like tries to dish off some pills to Rick Jansen there, and he's like a little hesitant. He looks at his wife, who is, she knows science.
A pediatrician.
Yep. And all of a sudden we have this little back and forth, like kind of, I'm going to call it mega science moment, but it's really not, but it's just like,
no, she goes full Karen.
Yeah. Like, magnesium. How much?
Well, she literally goes, I need to talk to Collingwood.
Yeah.
let me talk to your manager.
I need to talk to your manager about this. What are you giving him there? Oh, it's magnesium. Yeah. How much? Oh, 10 milligrams. That seems a bit much.
Exhausting.
Boom. Mic drop. Science mic drop. You've just been scienced, lady.
Yeah.
And then Sam's puking.
Yeah. Then they like end that scene and like, okay, later on that day, like Sam's puking Rick's puking everywhere.
Right. Sorry, Rick. Yeah.
It's okay. He just starts vomiting blood and Abigail's like watching and then cleans up. Like he just walks away. He's puking in the toilet, puking up blood. Abigail, he's like, I'm done now. And like walks away. You're like, wait, you're not gonna clean that up?
It's like, what?
It's disgusting.
And then this is also is this also a moment where doesn't she go downstairs in the living room after that and like spots like a camera, like a hidden camera on her?
Shortly after that, but importantly, if you believe that the movie has any kind of plot / importance, this is when I think they just make her clean up the blood because they're like, oh, how else is she going to get his blood? Because she grabs a little swab there, does a little sample take. Looks like she gets a little Q-tip, swabs it around in the blood for a minute,
yep.
And then in a couple scenes from now, when they show her using it, it's like a bucket of blood. Wait, how did that little Q-tip turn into whatever?
Super absorbent. Don't worry about it. Q-tips do their thing.
Yeah, I don't care. But yeah, so then that's when, after she takes the sample, that's when Rick goes out to the pool. Abigail apparently smokes cigarettes.
Gets his laps in.
Since when does Abigail smoke? Like,
I totally missed that.
Yeah, she she's like watching him swim in the pool and like lights up a cigarette.
All right. So
why?
Oh my God. I actually totally missed that. Like, what a terrible way to show someone's like stressed. Really? Like, really?
Like, where's she getting cigarettes on the Canary Islands? She's not a regular smoker. Like, I don't.
Right.
So
also a pediatrician. So why would she?
Yeah, I don't. So then,
wow, I totally missed that one.
Yeah, and that's when Rick's in the pool and starts peeling off his own skin.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah. And then that's like on their way to bed. I think that's when Abigail notices the camera, right?
Yeah. So she notices like a little blue light flashing kind of hidden panel thing, and she realizes there's a hidden camera in there.
Yeah. And then she starts peeling off his skin while he's sleeping. Stop peeling off Rick's skin.
Yeah. Rick needs
everybody
that.
Stop.
And then we get some quick,
the largest organ.
Yeah. And then we get some kind of quick like shortcuts here. I don't know if you cover this, but so we go back to the lab, and Abigail's doing like her own tests on the blood sample that she pulled, right? And she kind of sees the blood change to like the black ants that we saw, that Professor Collingwood saw, right? It's like a 2-second scene. And then we're still in the lab, and then we jump to Rick laying down all geared up, and he's basically getting his eyes poked at. Yeah. And they're like, you're gonna have basically superhuman vision in the darkness after this.
Titan receives much less light than the Earth, so we're giving you cat eyes. Oh, okay.
Meow. And then we're back at home because that's where we always end up, right?
Yep.
And it's basically
the scene's so frustrating. It makes me so like there's no point to the scene.
There is 0 point to it, and yeah, you're right. This whole scene, this is all stupid.
Like Rick's face is covered in bandages from the eye surgery he just had to do.
Yes.
Like obviously he can't see at all. And he's like trying to make a sandwich.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah. And his kid is like, here's the peanut butter, Dad.
Well, his son's like just watching him, and he's like going fumbling around trying to pick out the stuff. He's like, what? What?
Why? Like, why would you like ask for help or something? I don't know.
Like, or go lay down and rest. I don't know. And the kid grabs him and like, why is there an American flag in the peanut butter? It was really weird. like what?
Oh, you don't know about the Star Spangled Butter?
Yeah. Is that the peanut butter on the shelves on the Gran Canaria Island?
Well, Russ, let me tell you about George Washington Carver.
I was like, why is there just giant American flag in the peanut butter? He must have brought it from home.
You talk Jimmy Carter. There's a lot of peanut butter in America. Peanut butter is distinctly American. I think that's why.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Sam Worthington's like, guys, you know what'll convince people? Not my accent. Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
I'm American. Seriously, guys.
I swear to God. That peanut butter is Foster's for beer.
Can we fill up the peanut butter jar with Vegemite? Like, please.
Oh my God. It's so weird. So yeah, they're making a sandwich, and then we're still at home, and now it's nighttime, and we get something goes wrong. We get everyone waking up. Abigail and Sam waking up. Abigail and Rick.
Yep.
Rick Jansen. Waking up, and shit's gone wrong, and then we quickly cut to him on a, what do they call those things?
Gurney.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. And they're like wheeling him into like the lab, lab, and
the lab spittle.
And they're like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "It's crazy," and she's got blood on her, and and the guy comes up and he's like, "Open your eyes, take your hands off your eyes," and it's just like blood pouring from his eyes. I'm like, nice.
Abigail's like, he's blind. Yeah, no shit.
And then so she's gonna go head in with him, and then the sergeant, the main military guy there, he's like, no, you can't come in here, whatever. And she's like, but I'm his wife. And then we get randomly Professor Collingwood just happens to be walking down the stairs.
Right. Yeah. He's like, oh, Abby, my darling.
Hey, hello. What is happening here?
Walk with me.
And then it just like all of a sudden shit blows up. She's just like, I know, but there's hidden cameras, blah, blah. And he's like,
blame the Pentagon.
The old blame the Pentagon on that one.
He's like, that has nothing to do with NATO. That's all the Americans. She's like, what?
Oh my God. So that's
like, this is what we signed up for. She's doing a lot of complaining.
Yep.
Apparently there's something alive inside of Rick, which she says that, and then they never explain that again. Like, yeah,
like there's something alive inside him, and she drops the old something your fucking book doesn't talk about, right? Is that what? Yeah, which is good. It's a good cut. He's changing, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is that part of the program?
Go home, Abby.
Basically,
and she's like, okay.
Yeah.
The end of that scene. It's so frustrating. This movie's so nothing happens. Like the scenes all build up to something that like could have been a scene. And then like right when it gets to an interesting part where she's like, she's really blowing up at him. He's really like trying to let her have it. And then he's like, go home. And she's like, fine.
Like what? That's not a resolution to a conflict. Like
on to the next one.
Like what? It's garbage.
Guys, it took us 25 takes to get this right. Like just end it today.
Yeah. We have Mr. Wilkinson for only another couple more hours. So then we are, take a guess where we're at now.
Yeah, we're back at home.
And she's like packing or something, and she's still covered in her like blood, like in blood from, I assume, obviously from Rick there.
Rick, yeah. Why wouldn't you?
I was also confused because like I thought it jumped from night to day to night again, but I guess it was all nighttime. When they came into the lab, it looked like it was daytime.
Yeah, I think the lab is very bright and deceiving.
Yeah. You know, okay. So nighttime, she's like packing or something, and then all of a sudden sirens are going off. There's military trucks pulling up outside, right? All the Humvees, whatever. Shit's going crazy.
People are screaming.
People are screaming. She runs downstairs. She comes outside, and like there's like military, like got kids. The kids, you know, they're walking the kids out or carrying the kids out, and then like boom, Rayanne, the wife, just gets tossed through the glass window, yeeted
right out and right off the island, basically.
She's like, oh no, y'all. See ya. She gone and she's dead, and like Abigail sees this and is like, what? And then they do like they do a shot of, you know, the next door neighbor's apartment. You get like just the kind of silhouetted of Zane, right? The husband, and he's just like there, and they get the military guys closing in on him, and he pulls his arms out, and he's got a little webbed arm thing going, like a flying squirrel. Yeah, he's like a flying squirrel, basically.
Yeah.
And then he just put him down. Boom, done.
Bop, bop, bop. Oh, well,
solves that problem.
And the next scene. Again, it's like right when something becomes interesting, they're like, well, I guess we'll just end it for now.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. We don't need to.
Well, we'll say it's building tension. Yeah,
sure. And then this is when Abigail, she goes back inside, but like the end of the scene, it's her running back inside and grabs Rick's little badge from the very beginning, right?
Right, yeah.
This movie's got like a lot of stupid setups and payoffs, and this is one where it's like, hey, here's all the badges, and they showed you in the beginning, and now she grabs the badge and is going to sneak in the lab to find out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, and this is exactly halfway through the movie.
Yes.
At this point, which is bananas. Like nothing has happened so far.
Yes. No. Yeah. It's been pretty boring. But you can also get the sense of like this movie starting to change though.
Oh, like someone else I know.
No. Well, I mean, just like it feels like this movie's, I don't know. Like, did you get the senses
evolving?
Like, actually, yes.
Does it feel forced? Does it feel like something the Nazis would have done?
Into like maybe an attempt at a monster movie, it feels like, but
I wish.
And it even doesn't.
We'll get there.
Well, we're gonna get there. Okay. All right. So now we are in the lab, nighttime, right?
Yeah.
And
this is when we zoom in and Abigail is like just sitting on the floor of Rick's hospital room. He's still blind. She's just hanging out. And then that's when she like steals his ID thing and goes to like the military shows up at the hospital, and she's like, oh, I wonder what those guys are doing, and just like starts following people around randomly in the lab.
So she's kind of sneaking around, I think, trying to figure out what's going on, right? Trying to get some more information. And then we cut to at the same time, Professor Collingwood there is in a conference room with our lead military guy. I don't know his name, doesn't matter. Dr. Freya Upton, right? Yeah. And a couple other, and then we have like on the other side of the table, we have like some of the Spanish military And then they're talking to someone in video conference from NASA.
Yep.
Who's just basically like calling out all of Collingwood's programs, being like, the idea of forced evolution?
It's irrational. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's like Collingwood went rogue apparently. And
so yeah, go ahead.
Well, and like Collingwood's complaining because he's like, I just want people to stop holding me back. And you're like, wait, who's like, you did whatever you wanted to do, clearly. But like, who's enabling you? Like, if you went rogue, like where did all of this equipment and everything come from? Like, what are you doing?
Right. Like, this is a NATO sanctioned project though, isn't it? So can you go rogue? Can you go rogue in a NATO? Like,
I don't know.
This is where we start getting some serious Swiss cheese plot holes going on here, and it's just like, what's going on here? And then who's the line of command too here? Because it's like he's still just a professor, isn't he?
I think he is like somehow kind of like an officer in charge, like like a temporary.
Would he? So maybe so maybe he's scientist. Like even then, would he have so much command over like some military presence that's there?
Yeah, I mean, NATO is like a half civilian, half military, whatever. Anyway, so like,
it's true. So yes,
and like
they're using that as like a way to get out of explaining that.
I guess I don't know. It's frustrating. It doesn't matter. Like there is no chain of command in the movie. Like everyone just kind of does whatever they want. Like for the most part, they listen to whatever Collingwood says, but then also at certain points they just do whatever they want. So
yeah, they listen to whatever the positive outcome of the movie thing. Yeah. They do. No,
whoever says shoot is whoever they listen to. Generally. Yeah.
But yeah, so we have this guy from NASA who's just like calling them all out in his crazy ideas, and Collingwood goes on like doesn't he go like a little spiel about?
Yeah, they're holding me back. That's when he's like complaining about how. Oh
yeah, okay. And then they do cut back. That's right. Sorry. So they this intercut with Abigail kind of sneaking around looking for
real badly.
Yeah. This is why I get a little tossed here. So
yeah,
she then is sneaking around and she gets into, I guess, some super secret, top secret, super double probation files.
Yeah. Well, it's the kind of room that you write on the glass walls with.
Right.
If that gives you an indication of how top secret it is.
Like, might as well write on the outside. Bad stuff happening in here.
Yes. This is the beautiful mind room. So enjoy.
Right. Oh my God. So she gets in this room and she just pulls out a bunch of files. And this is fantastic because it's really nice that like all of the bad things that are going on about all of these characters that happen to them is written in red and bold, which is very useful for us to read.
Yeah, except for I can't read it. I couldn't read any of it. I was like, I can't see what that says.
I like pause. I mean, I caught some and then I paused and went back and read through it. So she pulls out a couple. She pulls out a couple of files. She pulls out the first one on the woman that died in the shower, and in that one it was like in red. It was like. She had signs of amphibious gills or whatever. And then they flip over to the Zane there, who threw his wife out the window, and it's like in big bold red letters, violent. Next page, mixed with bat DNA resulted in membranes. It's like okay, so we get the sense of they're being Dr. Moreau here.
Yep.
And then she sees the whole plan kind of laid out.
Yep.
Literally in front of her and written down and shown on a poster board of the next evolution of man, right?
Yep.
Homo
Titanius.
Titanius?
Yeah. That's what they call it.
Titananius.
I think they say Titanius.
Titananius.
Yep. Titananius. Yep. As they say in the biz, when in doubt, tighten your anus.
Titanius. So yeah, I guess there's that. There's a whole plan for evolving humans. I don't know.
Yep. And then that's when we cut back to the meeting again, where our NASA guy's like, "This isn't space research; it's criminal. The last people to try this were the Nazis." And Collingwood's like, "Whatever." like I just called you a Nazi. You're not gonna try and defend your ideology here. Like, what are you doing?
Like. Now we've gone from shifting from the show to the telling of how bad this character is.
Instead, Collingwood goes like, say what you will about the National Socialist dude, but at least they have an ethos.
We're literally throwing out the word Nazis here. Okay, it's really driving a point home. Oh my god!
And the guy does not give a shit. And then well, NATO's in charge here. NASA's just advising. Like, wait, so no one cares what this guy thinks? Like,
and why is he on the Zoom call here? Why is he?
Why'd you invite him?
End call.
Right. And then this is when it cuts to Professor Collingwood smoking a cigarette. You're like, wait, where are they getting all these cigarettes?
That's right. Well, this is so they do a quick cut of him in his office, whatever, and then Dr. Freya Upton comes in. She's kind of hesitant of what's going on, what if they all die? And then all of a sudden he's smoking. He's like, you're dismissed. Yeah. It's like,
pass me one of those lung darts. Why don't you?
What is going on in this movie?
Why is this important that they smoke? Also, hasn't there been a big effort in Hollywood to try and cut down on the smoking, unless it's for historical accuracy or whatever?
Yeah.
Why bother introduce it for I get that they're trying to show that they're coping with stress, but also it's a bad way to show that. It's bad job.
Come on. Be better.
Be best, some would say.
Anyway. Right. So then where do we head?
Well, then it's the next day where Rick is looking real pale now.
We're back at home.
He's still all bandaged up. And we're back at home, but I think Professor Collingwood's here too, because this is when Abigail starts
he shows up
yelling at him, right?
Yeah.
I won't sit here and let you turn my husband into a fucking animal. Whoa.
Well, it's happening. You signed him for the program, so. And she's like, "Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth."
Yeah, I saw Homo titanius in your lab there. I know how it all is happening, and he's like, "Well, you don't know."
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's a weird moment of him kind of breaking. It's oh, maybe he doesn't have control of this. It's kind of a moment. You're like, oh, is he going to turn and try to do something good here? And no, not really. And she's
Nature's unpredictable.
Yeah. Classic. God, how can you possibly know he's becoming? We don't know. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Everyone evolves in a different way. Oh, well, when you put it that way, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. That's cool.
And then this part made me so mad because they're like, Rick needs surgery immediately or he's going to lose control of his emotions and then be dead. And then days later he'll be dead.
In 72 hours.
Yeah. Sorry, 72 hours.
There's a timer on this movie. It's
how? You don't know this. What's going on?
This just so quickly escalated to
and I love how nature's unpredictable.
I also love how Rick is just sitting there with his bandage over his eyes like a little kid, what's happening right now?
Yeah. Well, he goes, you said the test results were successful. And Collingwood's like, well, success, tomato.
Yeah. About that.
Some people have to die, but I have faith in Rick.
And then this is when Collingwood gives the thing to Abigail. But before she goes away, before she kind of runs away, is this when he's like, all we can do is move forward and hope and pray. And I was like, okay, we're coming back to this kind of religious thing. It's well, what is the motivation here? What's going on here? And then he's like, I have faith. And I was like, when did this just jump to?
It's not that kind of movie.
Yeah, you're kind of doing a Prometheus on us. You're throwing a lot of eggs in the basket.
Right, exactly. And then I love how they just have Rick walking around his house blindfolded still. He's like, wife,
where are you? Wife,
Abigail,
American peanut butter.
Vegemite, damn it.
No, I don't want Vegemite.
I'm American, I'd say.
What is this non-American shit?
Yeah. And then Abigail's just sleeping. She just stormed off and went to sleep.
Yeah.
Wait. This doesn't make sense for the character either. The way that we led her to be that's so frustrating. Anytime they take a stab at character development, they just undo it a scene later.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's not good. And then then we cut right to the son just taking off the eye bandages.
Yeah. And Lucas looks at him and is scared, clearly.
Terrified. Rick does look a little more aerodynamic in the nose area, but
sure.
And he's like, you know what? Fuck it, shaving his head.
Yeah, he's like, well, I'm losing my hair anyway. I might as well.
I'm going to shave this head and go for a swim because pool has seen more action in the rest of this movie.
So he just sits at the bottom of the pool for a while.
Yeah, again, collecting his thoughts, and he calls Collingwood, and he's like, oi, you know what I want to do? Have a can of Foster's, and I want to finish this. Everything. I can see everything.
That's a knife.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I want to finish it.
Yeah. Terrible. So we cut to finishing it. This is like the climax of what happens to Rick anyway, where he's in surgery now. This is where he seemed just like a gray person earlier. Like nothing really visually different. And then all of a sudden they turn him into an alien in 15 minutes.
Yeah, everyone is, the whole team is tubed up. Right. We get Team Tally. Yeah, Team Titan. They're all tubed up. Tally's got her head shaved. They're all getting juiced up, and then science is happening, and then pretty much everyone just starts dying, right?
While that's happening, Abigail's at home reading the same nitrogen story to Lucas, which is annoying again.
Yes. It's like, Jesus Christ.
I don't care about this. Why does Lucas care about this? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I thought they were going to do brain surgery on Rick here, but they're opening up his shoulder. Mm-hmm. They're doing surgery kind of everywhere. I assume the way that they explain this when they're like, oh, if Rick doesn't have immediate surgery, he's going to lose control of his emotions and be dead.
Yeah.
To me, that sounds like brain surgery, right?
Yeah. Or eye surgery. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know.
His eyes are wrapped up and they're like, we need to do,
But they cut open his shoulder and whatever. Diego Bonita's sitting there seizing and dying.
I think they were. I think it was just him. I think he was lying too. Right? He was lying. He was just like.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Right.
I guess, but there's other at least make a convincing lie. Yeah.
So pretty much the entire Team Titan dies, outside of Tally and Rick Jansen.
Mm-hmm.
And then so at the end of all of this kind of cutting back and forth between everyone kind of dying and stuff happening, we get glimpses of Rick in his kind of new state, short glimpses, which you see in the trailer.
Yeah. And then Collingwood calls Abby and Abigail and says, "We did it, Abby. We stole fire from the gods."
It's like,
did you?
What?
Wait, what just happened?
I feel like that was one of those lines. We get these every once in a while. It's like, oh, that sounded cooler written down, and then when you actually put it in a movie, it's like,
yeah. Is that your way of saying the surgery was successful?
Yeah.
I don't have any context for this as Abigail.
Yeah.
We stole fire from the god. What the fuck are you saying? Is my husband okay?
Yes. What? Oh my God. All right. So, Jesus Christ. So,
zoom out over the island at night, and that's kind of like the end of that scene, right?
All right. So then we're back in the lab.
Yep.
And we get the big reveal.
Right.
Of the Titan, right?
Well, the Titans.
Ooh,
there's two of them.
Right.
Yeah, the Titans.
Yes, that's right. Yes, the Titans.
Yeah, no tattoos for these Titans.
Yeah. And it kind of feels like a really overly dramatic and very fabricated kind of reveal, where basically Abigail and Lucas are brought in to stand in front of the room where they basically pull back the curtain and are like, and here, look at the monsters I've created.
Yeah.
And it's like,
gaze upon my creation.
See what I've done. I've made Homo Titanius. And so, yeah. And they pull back the curtain. There we go. We got Rick Jansen.
Yep.
Still Rick. But I don't know. Yeah, I guess do we keep calling him Rick, or do we call him Titan? What do we do?
I think we call him Rick.
All right, we call him Rick. So we got now just Rick. He's not Rick Jansen. He's just Rick. And then in the background, we do have Tally, which has been kind of floating in the background. Not really been, she kind of disappeared for a little while. Her character kind of disappeared for a little bit. We got glimpses of her, but now so she made it.
The only other survivor, yeah.
I was getting, and at this moment, I was definitely getting a very like, oh no, this is like an Adam and Eve thing on fucking, and I was like, no,
I almost wish, because it would have made more sense than where it ends up going.
It would have made it even more just dumber, but I was like, oh no, is this what's this going to happen? And they kind of lean towards it a little bit, but they don't like everything else. They lean on, they have a little glimmer of something, and then they don't follow through it at all.
Yeah, that would have been more satisfying to me.
Yeah. So then
Rick stares at Abigail. She's super sad. She's, obviously, because her husband's a monster now.
Yes. He looks like, I don't know, I guess, how would you explain what he looks like? He looks like
expressionless.
Yes.
like he looked before they turned him into an alien.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like
so
Sam.
Like, so he looks more like Sam Worthington.
He looks kind of like Sam Worthington. Yeah.
Yes. He looks like Sam Worthington with blue makeup.
Yeah. Which Sam Worthington, I know we're ripping on you a lot. Fuck you. If you want to be on the podcast,
come on.
All right.
We'll chat.
Yeah. I'd love to ask you about James Cameron. So just be warned, if you come on the podcast, we're only going to talk about James Cameron.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about you at all.
Yeah, not interested.
No. But since we know we can't talk to James Cameron,
tell me about the submarines.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know about.
I want to know about what it's like to be underwater for 42 minutes, which you probably have been with James Cameron.
Right.
So,
oh, totally. Yeah. Anyway, so I love, this is when Collingwood is explains that they communicate at low frequency. Our hearing can't detect it. And then he just goes, they can go home now until launch. And you're like, wait, good luck. Like, go home and you can't communicate with this person. Like, what?
This monster of a thing.
So dumb.
So weird. So weird. And
it's still him, Abby. And she's like, she gives him Rick's wedding ring. And she's like, or he gives her Rick's wedding ring. Is like,
yeah,
it's still him, but also you're not married anymore because the fingers are weird.
His like, gill crazy weird fingers. It's not gonna work.
His hands are webbed now, so he can't wear this ring. But
it definitely felt like, all right, guess we're done here. Everyone go home.
Nailed it. And if the thing that frustrates, or one of the things that frustrates me the most about this movie is like, what if you can do this to people, why couldn't you just make them resistant to whatever's happening on Earth? Like, why go through all the trouble of making them good for Titan? Why wouldn't you just like make them like whatever climate change or whatever's happening? Why wouldn't you just do that? That's
a great fucking point. Didn't even think of that.
Seems way cheaper. Like,
I mean, we know Rick costs he's a $300 million military investment. So right. That's a great point. Yeah, why not invest in just
if you can do
slight modifications so that we can survive whatever is coming through our own planet.
Right. That seems way easier.
Genius. Didn't even think of that, man. Good idea. Yeah. That's you're right.
It's not just you, buddy. That's why the military budget is inflated the way it is. Nobody's thinking about the stupid thing. Like, do the stupid part.
Well, everyone's way cheaper. Everyone's thinking about bigger and better sequels, not thinking about what do we got here. Just solve the problem here, right?
Right.
We don't need to go to Mars. How about solve the problem here?
Yeah, let's just adapt to whatever happens here.
Yeah, let's adapt to the stupid shit we've caused here.
Yeah, if we know that Earth is going to be uninhabitable, presumably we understand to at least some degree why. Right? Like, just do that. Like, we need to make people more heat proof. Okay, mix them with a ant or something. I don't know, whatever does fine with heat.
Or we're gonna be out of food supply, right? Right, that's a big thing, right? Yeah. So people are gonna be starved to death. It's like, okay, well, can we genetically engineer ourselves to extend that, or maybe get more nutrients out of something that we can consistently rebuild and you know what I mean?
Or like genetically engineer the crops to be more whatever resistant.
Yes. Make more Impossible Burgers and make us all, I don't know.
Yeah, it's frustrating. But anyway, that's besides the point, I guess.
Stop trying to escape your problems. Just solve them is basically what we're trying to say.
Right. Exactly. Like, oh yeah, no, let's go to space. You're like, you know how expensive and time consuming that is? Like,
which they never talk about, like the ship and like how they're getting there. Like, that's a journey. That's a trip. Like, that's a one-way trip. I mean, they do explicitly say, they're like, oh no, you're only going to be there for 2 years. And I was like, it's going to take several years to get there. Like, what do you mean? What?
it's maddening.
All right.
Well, also, okay. Like if they've solved that, if they solved how you do a round trip to Saturn with the life form on it, like they could easily,
yes,
I feel like adapt people to whatever climate change. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm so mad.
That's a good one, man. Didn't even think about it. Yeah, I was locked and loaded on what they were. Yeah,
you're bought in. You're bought in on Titan, on the Titan.
Sounds exciting. Why not? Looks good on a t-shirt, you know.
Sure. Oh, looks great on a t-shirt.
Posters. Come on. All right. So that's what we have to say about that. And then we're back home because, hey, you know, home is where the heart is. And this is when we've got Rick trying
putting on a shirt.
he's trying to put on his like his pilot suit. And he's sitting on the bed and he's trying to put this whole thing is so weird. So he's like trying to put on his like flight jacket suit or his like, you know, his pilot suit. I don't know why at night. He's like trying to get it on. He's just kind of like fumbling around, like kind of like a kid, like I can't figure it out, or like I'm too big because he's, you know. And the wife Abigail comes over. Abigail comes over and like, you know, tries to help him, and he's just like,
well, she's folding laundry, like everything's regular. Like as soon as Professor Collingwood's like, yep, take home this monster until it's time to launch. She's like, okie dokie. And they go home and they're like folding laundry. Like they're just like living normal lives. He's like,
can you sleep on the couch?
Yeah. And so, like you said, Abigail goes over, tries to help Rick with his shirt, and he like elbows her in the face.
Complete accident. It wasn't on purpose, but he, you know, elbows her in the face because he doesn't know his own strength yet. And then he turns and then like she's freaking out because she's like backpedaling on the floor because he's a monster.
Right, exactly. And this is when I realized it's the perfect role for Sam Worthington because he just looks kind of vaguely bewildered and expressionless. And you're like, oh,
this is when
he's doing a good him.
This is, I thought the same. I was like, and now he's acting. And now you're acting, Sam.
He was born for this role.
He was born for it. No words, just, you know.
Just looking confused, kind of.
Yeah. So she sees him as a monster and she's backpedaling and she's freaked out, of course, because that makes sense. And because he is a monster and he's like, oh, and then he realizes inside, he's like, oh, I'm a monster. Yep. What have I done?
He's like, well, I'm going to pop out for a swim.
Because swimming is his thing. He's a big, big swimming guy.
Yeah, swimming is life.
You know, sometimes you just got to swim.
Yeah. All you listeners out there with children, presumably some of you have a child on the swim team. And I've heard like swimming is life. You know, you got those early morning practices, those late evening swim session. Just send us an email venting about that. You know, how tough is it to be a swim parent?
I hope someone sends us an email being like, do you guys have kids? Well, fuck you. Shut up.
Shut up. Fuck you.
Get out of here.
You got kids?
Yeah, you got kids? Fuck you. Shut up.
Unqualified.
What? Like, what? So Rick is swimming around as he does, like a little dolphin. Mm-hmm. And then we get, so he's swimming around and then I forget what happens first. I think Abigail notices Tally kind of sneak into the home property here.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Lucas calls out like, Mommy, can you turn on my stars? And she's like, God damn it. Flip the switch yourself, you son of a.
Like, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm a little busy.
Like, trying to, you know, deal with the alien dad.
Looks like there's alien dad and alien other person like lurking around our house now because that's when she notices out the window. So
she, they cut to close up of now Rick and Tally having an alien moment, right?
Yep.
And they kind of do like a weird, almost like a species moment where they're holding arms and like she's got they got little tentacle things that come out of their fingers, or was that what it was? Or like other?
Yeah. I mean, they're probably talking a mile a minute. They just communicate in low frequencies that we can't hear us.
Oh, right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. She's probably like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck just happened. I just killed my husband. Oh my God. I'm freaking out.
I just fucking woke
up. You gotta help
me.
Yeah. You gotta help me, Barry. I'm covered in his blood. The police are going to be here any second now.
That's right. She does have a bloody hand and he sees it. So we're like, oh, well, obviously she killed her husband. But that's
apparently she shot him. Like, cause then after they do the weird tendril touching thing, they like flash back to when she shoots him. Like all of a sudden you see him like on the ground with a bullet hole in his chest. And you're like,
oh, is that what it was? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I just saw him laying on the ground and blood in his face. I didn't realize.
Oh, there's like a hole in his chest. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that would have just been her fucking launching her tendrils into his chest. Tendril?
Oh, yeah. I guess. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Why the fuck would the alien? Why would she shoot him? She fucking.
She's a soldier.
She tendrils people later. It's a tendril.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. She just does a heart piercing thing. Whatever.
Lame.
Most likely he pissed her off, and she was just like, you know what?
Yeah, that makes sense.
See you, fucker.
Anyway, then Abigail sees them together and like freaks out. Right? They're like standing outside. Then she sees the soldiers outside sneaking around because they know that she killed her husband.
Yep. So they followed her to, I guess, Rick's house, right?
Yep. And so thankfully, Abigail has the wits about her to like go grab Lucas.
Yep.
And they're like starting to go outside or whatever. The soldiers are in the house, like inexplicably.
Yeah, the placement of everyone is really weird. So there's soldiers inside the house, and then there's like two snipery guys who like just lay down next to the pool.
Yeah,
and they're like, it's this whole sequence. It's supposed to be an action sequence. It's the worst action sequence ever.
Yeah,
and so Tally is walking toward. I don't know. I didn't understand. Like, so she's walking towards the two sniper guys, right?
Yep. And she starts doing her finger thing with the tendrils.
A little tendril thing.
And that's when they shoot her with the tranquilizer.
Yeah, pop, pop, pop.
Like a couple times.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. She keeps going.
Yep.
They shoot her a couple more times. Still doesn't work. She keeps going. They shoot her a couple more times. Finally, she goes down, but she's obviously faking it, right? Like,
yeah. And then Rick looks at. He's like, oh, what's going on? He's like, kind of concerned. I don't know. It's like basically Sam Worthington's face. We're like,
yeah.
Is there any emotion? What's happening?
Am I confused or am I concerned? Unclear.
He's basically like the audience. Am I confused? Am I concerned? How should I feel right now? And then there's like this really bad not slow-mo, but like pacing of like him now heading towards her, and basically military guys going up to her with like kind of like, like their animal, look at
animal control. Yeah.
Animal control.
Like the wire collar thing.
Yeah. They're going to go loop this thing around her neck. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Which, come on. But do better.
Oh my God. And then guess what? She ain't down.
No.
She gets up, tendrils come out and
and they open fire. Everybody open fires.
She gone. And then she's done. She's dead.
Yep. And then Rick gets mad and kills all the soldiers. Like immediately.
Yeah.
Like he's like looks around confused and he's like,
well, yeah, there's like a moment of like someone coming up to him and like they're like trying to like, oh, it's okay, whatever. And he's just like, fuck it. And he just
Yeah. And
he murders like 4, 5, 6 of them, I think.
At least, yeah.
Fuck it. Let's just say a dozen of them, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Fine.
And then Abigail and Lucas are outside, and Abigail's just like, no,
stop.
Yeah. And then Rick runs off into the night. Right. End scene. Okay. So yeah, the soldiers are panicking now because they got this, several 100 billion or whatever he costs. Weapon basically running around this island, and Collingwood's like, you can't kill him, he's worth lots of money.
300 million.
Damn capitalism. No.
Hey, sometimes you just need those dollars.
So then Abigail just abandons Lucas.
Oh, she hides him. Like, she hides him though, right?
Yeah, but like what? Like, I mean, he's not safe.
He's totally fine. It's his father. His father's not going to kill him.
No, but I mean, from like the soldiers or I don't know, anyone. I don't trust anyone at this point.
I think all the soldiers they're focused on one thing, right?
I guess so.
And then so she just goes running.
She runs around the woods. Rick.
I know where he's gonna go. He's gonna go out to the mountain thing because that's where
it's the last place he was happy. Probably.
I fucking hate this movie.
Yep. So of course there he is, slowly walking towards her. Abigail raises her hand, and he comes over and kind of gingerly takes her hand. But he's got the weird tendrils too, so he's like kind of like feeling her up with the tendrils.
Yeah, doing a little tendril touch, a little.
Yeah, then they kiss. Creepy. It's gross. Yeah,
it's kind of it's all weird. It's like, why? What is happening here? And then a helicopter shows up.
Yep, and then fade to black.
Or fade to light, right? Actually, it fades to light.
Right, yeah.
It's like the helicopter light all of a sudden fills them in, and then it's supposed to be a smooth transition, but it's like, well, no, what happened? Like,
yeah,
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They got him. I guess they didn't have enough budget to show that they got him. Mm-hmm. And then we come to Professor Dr. Collingwood there, flashing a light into Abigail's eyes, and she's all scratched up, whatever. So apparently stuff went down, and they just decided not to show us that, which, that's fine, I guess. I don't know.
But also, apparently, everybody's safe, which, sure.
Yeah.
But Collingwood needs her help. This is when he starts going a big rant about how he really needs her to help make him go to Titan, because he can't he can't live here anymore. If they force him to live here, he'll die. Like, wait, what?
Yeah. All right. So this is the moment. Like, I don't know, right? Can we talk about like this?
Yes, whatever you want.
What is his motivation? Like, what's this guy's motivation? Like, what's
his motivation? Is like wanting to see the end game of this experiment.
That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, like he wants to see can this guy live on Titan. I think
so it's just him being mad scientist. He doesn't actually care about saving humanity. He doesn't care about anything else.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. He just wants to see his own creation survive and get.
Did it work? Yeah. Did it work?
Yeah. Which sucks because it does. So he wins, and we have no idea what happened. Yeah, I don't know, and nothing happens to him. It's fucking garbage.
Well, it's like real life.
All right. So then we're in a hangar. Right?
Yep. She goes to the base, and Rick is in a cage on the floor of this hangar.
Well, but just before that, we get a sweet Land Rover ad.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Which, I mean, Land Rovers have been all of this, but this was like a nice, hey, we're pulling into the, here's a little Land Rover ad. Okay, cool.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, sure. I've got $60,000 to throw down for a Land Rover.
All the time.
Yeah. Speaking of environment problems.
Yeah. Is that electric?
Sure fucking hope so if this movie's about nah.
Burn it down. We've done all we can. We tried as hard as we could. Let's blast somebody off this fucking Saturn.
Why are all these Jeeps and trucks fucking electric? What's going on here?
Yeah. No, we tried everything we could. The most logical scenarios. Let's send someone to Saturn.
Just plow forward, right? That's what Collingwood said earlier. We have to move forward. We have to Titan. We have to move forward. Just continue to make Humvees and drive them around.
Yep. There's no alternative.
None.
So this is when Collingwood again is trying to talk her into. He explicitly says, "Well, if you can make him submit to this, whatever he's about to do." And Abigail quickly cuts him off and says, "Like you're trying to give him a chemical lobotomy."
Yeah.
Oh, that's messed up, I guess.
And we get this is kind of like a red pill, blue pill moment, right?
A little bit, yeah. Collingwood starts talking about how he's only resisting because he has too many attachments here on Earth. Like you know, he can't stay here. He's a soldier. There's no going back.
Line from the trailer.
Yeah, and she then seemingly loads up a space syringe with the thing and approaches the cage. Right?
Yeah. So there's like a goofy moment, right, where there's like a dropping of the syringe, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
The old classic.
Sneaky.
The old classic. Whoops.
Switcheroo. Yeah.
And she pulls, I guess, the blue pill or whichever one's supposed to make him not forget everything.
Saline. Yeah, that was what it was. They were labeled.
Oh yeah. It was saline, and what was the other one?
It doesn't matter. The forget-me-nots.
Yeah, but you remember the saline. Okay, sure.
Well, because saline's easy to remember. I'm always supposed to remember something.
Right, well, don't make me feel like shit, 'cause I don't remember.
Yeah, you dumbass. You don't remember the thing?
It was literally red pill, blue pill. That's all it was. That's all that mattered.
Right. Red pill, bad. In this case, blue pill, good.
She goes into the cage.
They look at each other, kind of upset looking.
I can't tell.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Rick doesn't have feelings, so he just kind of like looks at her.
I mean, maybe Sam Worthington is such a good actor. Like, I think Rick is Sam and Sam is Rick.
Yes, you're right. You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
It's like, wow, he's just there.
Yeah, he's born for this role. He's been method acting this role for decades.
So she shoots him up with the, saline.
Whatever it is. Right. Yeah, exactly.
The nothing.
You think it might be the red pill. You don't know. But we think it's not, but you don't know.
I mean, is she gonna kill
Will they, won't they? And then he fakes passing out.
Yep. Does the old fake pass out. I don't know if they had a signal or did they have like a little like wink moment? They didn't? No. Nope. So he passes out because maybe he just realized that she gave him the wrong shot. So he's just like, whatever. And then she walks out of the cage, walks towards Dr. Freya Upton. And this was like mind blowing to me. And she's just like, let's get out of here. And I was like,
she literally says, let's go. Trust me.
Like,
why? Based on what? Like, what's happening right now?
And why are you saving her? Like, she's part of this program. Like, there's no there's never like there's one moment what she had in the hospital, like in the one-on-one with Collingwood being like, hey, how many people are gonna die here? And he's like, get out of here, I'm smoking cigarettes. That was the only time she had showed any type of like resistance to this whole program. And now all of a sudden
there was that one line at the beginning too when she was was like, don't listen to Collingwood. Like, you can call your relatives if you want to. Like, we trust you.
All right, a little defiance there, right? But
yeah, so still, 2 times.
Yeah, didn't seem like enough. There was not enough of a buildup between Freya and Abigail to be like,
trust me.
Yeah,
and then she goes with her, of course. Like,
yeah, sure.
If I were Dr. Freya, I'd also be like, no.
Yeah. And then they leave. So it's the two of them. And is Lucas with them yet?
Lucas is like just hanging around.
Actually, I tell you, like, where does when he shows up, or like, how does he get?
Yeah, he's just kind of there. Like, unclear.
I forgot about that. He just like he just pops up. Huh.
He just tags along. Yeah. And then we zoom in on the injectables here and like, it was definitely saline while the other soldier.
Yeah, because
going to check on him.
Professor Collingwood looks at the table because obviously it's got to be a nice, sweet pull-out table of all the. Oh man, she pulled the old one over on me. And he looks at his main military guys like, don't go in there. And he's already in there, and before you know it, another murder happens. Yeah. And
then presumably Rick kills everyone in the room, right? Like almost everyone.
Well, he murders the main military sergeant there, or whatever, and then just runs out of the cage. And all of a sudden, all the military there was a dozen military guys, all there were guns, and they all of a sudden just start shooting. And apparently, completely missed them or something. I don't know what's going on.
Well, he's got a couple of bullet wounds later, but he also like.
Well, he does, but they do show like
he just like takes out everyone in his path. Like, it seems like, you know.
I mean, I don't know. They don't show it though, do they?
I thought they did. I thought there were some bodies.
I thought he just ran out of the cage and then they cut and then they went to Abigail and Freya and all of a sudden Lucas is there and they're like running around this base.
Yeah, maybe I tried to make it more exciting in my head.
Yeah, no, because what you had in your head was definitely more exciting.
Yeah. In my mind, he's like taking out 5 soldiers on his way out the door.
No, they didn't show any of that. There was no showing of him beating up anyone.
Lamb.
And then so they're like in the basement or something, and they do like a quick shot of like, oh my god, like a enclosed like hallway, and you can see gunfire happening, and it's like they're basically
lots of people die. This is when he kills lots of people. I feel like, right? Like they're all shooting at him. He's definitely like mowing them down. Yeah,
presumably. I don't know, man.
I want him to kill people. I think he's killing people.
He's already murdered a bunch of people, so yes,
yeah.
He's probably murdering more.
Once you pop, the fun don't stop. You know,
you gotta keep
Pringles.
Going.
This episode is sponsored by Pringles.
Yeah, once you pop, you can't stop murdering. Yeah. So then he stumbles into down the basement of the lab, whatever, and we've got Abigail, we've got Dr. Freya, we've got the son. Everyone's there. The whole team is there.
Yep.
And then he's definitely he's a bit shot up, right? And he's like, okay, I've taken a few hits, whatever. Hide behind a desk, whatever.
Yep.
And then we get final showdown. Professor Collingwood shows up with the Spanish military and his.
Well, Dr. Freya grabs a first aid kit, first of all, and she's like, oh, let me treat your wounds. Wait, what?
Yeah, like what?
And then Collingwood shows up and says, it's over, Abby. It's done with. They'll shoot and kill your family. Just walk away with Lucas. She's like, wait, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, now all of a sudden Professor Collingwood has gone from like planet savior, humanity savior to
I'll murder your child.
Murdering. Like what? Why? Why? Like why?
Yeah. To which Abigail says, "Go fuck yourself."
Okay.
And then there's just like this kind of looks like a gap. where like everyone just kind of looks around at each other like
unsure what to do.
Did she say that? Did she ad-lib that?
Everyone said was like, you know what? Fuck it, keep it.
Yeah, the end of the movie was actually totally different. Earlier, she was like, okay. And she walked away with Lucas, and like that was in the script, but instead she's like, go fuck yourself.
Yes. And they killed this monster, and that was the end of it.
Yeah, she got so fed up with Tom Wilkinson's antics on set.
So then Professor, I'm going to keep calling him Professor because that's what he is. Collingwood is just like, all right, fine. Kill them all.
Yeah.
The old Indiana Jones. Shoot them all. Mm-hmm. And then we get the Spanish general who's just like, no, dude.
It's an unarmed woman and child. Like, no.
No, that's not going to happen. And then he turns his gun on Wilkinson, and then the entire army turns their guns on him.
And then Wilkinson does this like pouty freak out thing where he's like, I made him. If we can't control him, all of us are dead. Everyone's like, well.
The reconfirming of like crazy, science innovation guy, right?
Yeah. And Rick's just sitting there like, me?
I'm Titan. No, honey, you're going to Titan. Titan. Yeah. Me, Titan.
D-Titan.
D-Titan. Did you guys do any analysis about an intellect?
You did really well on the Dryden test, Russ.
So then we get a kind of a calming moment, and then we get a quick montage of family. I think it's mostly his memories.
From the trailer.
Yeah, actually, it's right from the trailer.
Yeah.
We get a montage.
Wife in
bed, son doing, things and
screwing something together.
Yeah. Yeah. Building.
It's weird. It's really weird.
And it's like, okay, so he's just remembering his family and blah, blah, okay. And then we bleed into like an aerial shot going through the clouds, and we got a big, military plane cruising through the clouds.
And Rick is asleep, and
Rick's in a nice, glass safety cage.
Yep. And I love this part. Like some dude on the plane just goes, crazy bastard did it. And the other woman goes, yep.
Wait, so what? Isn't that the guy, the NASA guy though?
I don't think it's the NASA guy. I thought it was just one of the military guys. No.
Because I thought he was like a.
How did he get there? He was on Zoom earlier.
I know. That's what. So I thought it was a guy from NASA because at the very end. So yes, there's a guy who's like, oh man, crazy son of a bitch did it, referring to Professor Collingwood, right?
Right.
Who was an absolute villain, but is now the hero.
Right. No, he's not. He's not the hero. Like,
well, no, but he's like,
still a bad man. Yeah.
Yeah, but he says like, yeah, he did it. He turns like that can go protect, save humanity, basically. Sure. Like the whole point of the movie. That's the whole plot.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, no, right? Like they basically make him into all of a sudden a hero. I'm like, no, this is the problem I have at this point. I'm like, what? No, that's what the fuck? This movie is so flatline. Like, no, what's going on? But I'm pretty sure that was the guy from NASA. Yeah, and then they're on a plane and they're cruising away, and then Rick wakes up and turns and looks at Abigail, and isn't Lucas there too? Probably. I don't know. Maybe not.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and then like, and I guess if it's NASA guy, whoever it is, that guy is like, Rick changes everything. He gives us hope. Your family's a miracle, and you're like, I don't think Abigail sees it that way.
No.
Like, I don't know. Like this is all really fucked up.
Having a monster of a husband right now.
And then are they going to uninhabitable LA? Like, where are they going right now?
So no, so they end up at another lab. I don't know where it is. They don't say.
I thought it was LA. It just looked like the skyline was like it's like a city at night. It looked like LA to me.
Well, but when maybe
when they're going to land, yeah.
Oh, but maybe I don't know. I didn't notice that. But like when they do the next like wide shot of like where they are, it's like another lab it's a NASA lab,
the Titan 2 program.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, the Titan Deuce program. This time we're getting it right.
Yeah. Even Titanier.
Yeah, here's our motto: getting it right this time.
They just kind of like zoom around. Like, apparently this is where like, I think there was some kind of consequence for Collingwood because he's not in charge of the program anymore. They've made a pediatrician in charge of it instead, which makes way more sense.
Yes.
Like Abigail runs the program now.
I guess, like, or she's just there. I don't know. I mean, there's even a clear sign that she's running it, is there?
She seems like she's kind of the boss. Like I feel like she's like ordering people around and like, do my lab stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever.
And then she goes outside and she's with Lucas and they look up at the stars and you're like, okay, I guess Rick's on Titan now. Like, what? Yeah. I would have liked to watch that scene. I think like how did he get there? How did it land? Like how did he start adapting to the new planet? Like,
at this point, I'm not sure I want to see any of this. Like they cut and splice certain things. Are like could be. I don't know. Like I don't need to see him get there, but it's just like,
yeah,
I don't know. And anyways, so yeah,
we get to the worst effects in the movie. Titan. We get to Titan. And apparently Rick is now just like a naked guy on Saturn's moon. Like what's he gonna eat? Like,
basically,
they're just like, they sent him there to starve to death, right?
Pretty much. I mean, I don't know. He'll figure it out. I mean, yeah, he's got kind of like a
really?
Dr. Manhattan on Mars vibe, right?
Like die of loneliness. Like I don't like he's
so
he's all alone.
We get
far.
We get CGI Sam Worthington feet, which and then very obviously CGI
Thankfully, no Sam Worthington dick.
Thank God.
Yeah, it seems like in the experiment, his dick fell off because they do kind of zoom over his like crotch area, and it looks like a Ken doll. They definitely,
sacrifices are made. Reproduction happens differently.
Yeah, bat DNA apparently makes your dick fall off.
And so Rick is on. He's on Titan.
Yeah. Yep. and then you're like, wait, isn't this what Collingwood wanted all along? Like you said,
yes, like, he's become the hero.
Even if he's in prison now, like even if he's in some military prison or something, like he's still saved the day, I guess, at the end.
Yeah, at the end of the day, right? Because that's what we want to do. So we have the heroes of the movie are the crazy psycho professor.
Yeah.
Who's doing animal experiments on humans, right? Mm-hmm. Trying to adapt us to go to Titan.
Doing Nazi experiments on people.
Not the guy. Let's boil it down. The guy who's doing Nazi experiments on people, but Jared to save the planet, to save humanity. Right. Sure. Who also wanted to murder women and children.
Right.
To get said project completed. Mm-hmm. And then our hero ends up on Titan who murdered, I don't know, 15, 20, let's say 30 soldiers.
Yeah, well, we sent him like 100 million miles away, so good work, us.
Prison, right? There you go.
Yeah. He's not coming back, I don't think.
Oh my God, what a fucking mess. What a mess.
Send him like is his wife going to try and transform? Like, I don't know. Like,
that's the thing.
What's he going to do?
Well, so, that's the thing.
They don't show like a base or anything. Like, he just,
no. He's just there. He's just chilling out. With his
free balling it on Saturn's moon
with his little squirrel wings. He's just, cruising around. So then they start panning over water. Right. And so he's like naked. He's out there because, whatever, you don't need clothes out there. And then they do the old panning over water thing to mirror the opening image of the movie. Yeah. Which was
dumb.
And then they're moving. And all of a sudden they pull up and you get like, you see Saturn. And you see the whatever, and then there's like, what's flying? What's that flying towards the screen? What's that flying towards the camera?
What the fuck?
I was waiting for Rage Against the Machine song from Matrix to kick on.
God!
Remember that? It was like the end of the Matrix where he just like flies right to the camera. It was the same fucking thing.
Well, yeah. Well, at least the Matrix made sense, kind of.
Oh yeah, no, that made sense, but it was like no. That made sense, but it was like we've seen this a million times, right? Yes. We're like. Now what's going to happen? And then he just flies into the camera and we cut to credits and that's it.
So mad.
Why can he fly? Why can he fly out there? Like he's flying. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I know. I was furious. And that's it was so unsatisfying. And it's over. Like all the things I wanted to know about were like, oh, what happened? Like, what is the experiment here? What are they trying to accomplish on Titan? like I thought they were trying to build a human settlement. Instead, they sent one guy with like seemingly no equipment or anything. Like, he just seems like he's a naked guy on a moon flying around, not eating because there's no food. Like, what is he doing?
He's a pilot. It's not like he's in construction. He can't, find resources to, know.
Yeah. So dumb. It's so dumb.
I think their idea is that like, oh, we got one human there. And with Titan Titan 2 program.
What's the new plan? Like, I mean, even if they gave us that of like, oh, well,
more,
now, like,
more,
like, do we make
DNA.
more? Yeah. Do we make more Ricks or did we learn a lesson about tampering with human genetics and maybe we just let it ride and maybe Rick just goes because he's the only one and he can send us valuable data and maybe we can figure something else out. I don't know. Like, what's the new plan? Give me some kind of like epilogue or something, right?
Yeah,
like,
this movie introduced a lot of different ideas and failed at all of them.
Yeah, and they didn't end anything. Like we didn't save humanity. We sent Rick to Titan.
And there was no bad guy really, because the bad guy didn't. There was no consequence.
The bad guy's the hero, right?
Yeah, and we didn't, like, what were the consequences for him?
None. Well, something. I think something.
Even the good guy. Who was the good guy? Like, I guess it was Abigail.
I guess. Yeah, she's just more like the non-consequential person.
Yeah,
there's no good guy. The good guy's Lucas. I don't know.
The kid.
He's the children of the future, Russ. You know.
Yeah, this movie was not. It's not.
I'm so
good.
Angry.
Yeah.
Why did they do this?
I don't know. It's pretty. It's pretty.
Tell me why, Russ.
I wish I could tell you why, but because money. You know, I don't know. I guess.
Oh, right. But like, it definitely didn't make 62 million.
Definitely did not.
like how do you quantify what they make on Netflix? I don't know. Like, I guess they're open in the theater somewhere.
They could have this movie could have gone in so many different directions and could have been interesting, but it dropped all these different vibes of different movies and just didn't deliver on any of them. It's just like, well, pick. Are you a monster movie? Then do that.
Yeah. Are
you a space exploration? We got to, get off the planet. Fine. That's fine. It's okay. Do that movie.
Yeah. Part of the problem was it was 3/4 of the way through before anything happened.
Yeah. Like this also could have been a really good, like, body horror monster movie when they could have really played up him like peeling and changing, like could have dove into like the Fly kind of, level of, and made this like good. If that's the route you're going and ending on. And it's also like, why make it such a happy ending and there's no consequences for anyone?
Give me some Tusk. Give me some
something.
Yes.
Anything.
Anything. Make me feel something, Sam Worthington.
All right. So that's the Titan. I don't know if there's much else. I'm not sure if there's much else to say about it.
I don't think so. Don't watch it. Like, if you haven't already, don't watch it. That's all I can say. Go watch any of the other movies we've ever covered. Like, go watch Contra, guys. Yeah, go shoot a nail gun through your hand. Yeah, I recommend that more than this movie. This is not medical advice, but go punch yourself in the face.
So or I don't know, write a letter to someone that you don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, do something productive. Ideally, like write a letter to get a pen pal. That'd be fun,
right?
Go read to kids at the library. You probably have a library near you, listener.
Plant a tree, a small one. It'll grow.
Plant a couple trees. Yeah, why not? While you're out there.
Yeah, I mean, this movie's an hour and 34 minutes, so you can plant a solid amount of trees.
Do a lot. Yeah. Go shovel your neighbor's sidewalk if you're in a place where there's snow. Do something that helps society. You're right. Russ.
If you finally read,
I went too negative.
you dove in negative. I get it, because this movie's anger-inducing.
Yeah. Go start a community garden. I don't know.
Help someone who can't get across the street get across the street.
Yeah. Start a podcast. Some say that we're pretty inspiring to the youth. I've heard that in a couple episodes, I think.
Many, actually, most of our episodes. Yeah.
So like, if we inspire you to go do any of these things, send us an email about it. Like, tell us about your community garden.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with a new movie, Tear Down.
Will we?
I think
just kidding. I know we will be. Yeah, definitely. I got you.
You got me. I was like, oh shit, are we on vacation? No, we're not on vacation.
No, we don't take vacations.
There's never vacation. Come on. But in the meantime, you should follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That. We're ITMT Pod on Twitter. And you should definitely subscribe to us wherever you listen to us, whatever platform, Spotify, Google, Apple, iHeart. I think we're on all of them, right?
Oh yeah,
Pandora. We are actually crushing it. So you can, wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find us, subscribe.
Omnipresent. Some would say.
Yeah.
And if you're feeling old-fashioned,
some is in you and I.
Some is in us, right? But like I always say at the end of the podcast, if you're feeling old-fashioned, you could send us an email because we still read them. We get those from time to time.
Yeah.
It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com, and you can find the whole It's This Meets That back catalog at itsthismeetsthat.com. And while you're out subscribing to stuff, you should think about leaving us a review. If you've been, I know there's at least a good chunk of you out there. I like to refer to our listeners in chunks that have been listening to us for a while. We're coming up on a year. When this episode publishes, is this our year anniversary?
I don't think so.
It's like the next episode.
It's pretty close, but not quite. Not quite.
Yeah. The next one. So anyway, we're getting close. So leave us a review. If you've been listening for a while, do us a favor. We've been giving you free content with no ads. Like, do us a favor one time. Like, write me a review.
Yeah, fuck you. Do something for us. Jesus. Yeah. Oh shit. I went too.
Damn it, Russ.
I went too aggressive.
All right. Say something mean about Russ and give us 5 stars. And if we get funny reviews, we can read them on the podcast too. So
100%. We'll read anything. We don't care.
Yeah. We'll read almost anything you send us.
Almost. I mean, we will filter people,
Yeah. Or if you're like trying to, put our personal address out there.
Yeah. If you're a big fan of Mel Gibson, we'll probably filter you.
Yeah. We live together. Yeah. Well, definitely. Yeah. No, fuck Mel Gibson. If you are Mel Gibson, fuck you. You're not allowed on the podcast. You're not. You know what you did.
You've heard all the episodes. You're not allowed.
Yeah, you know exactly what you did. Yeah, thanks for listening, and thanks for reviewing us. Huh?